Yeah, Ben. What's your thoughts on Riley's game? Usually, a non-invite like that making an impact is pretty special.
Yeah, well, he played pretty well. I think obviously a night like he had tonight, you don't get too often. So I'm happy for him, and hopefully that'll breed some confidence and lead into training camp. So, good for him having a good first game, and let's see what that leads to.
The overall performance of the rookies, what are your impressions of what went right and what you need to work on?
Well, again, we had one practice yesterday. We didn't even have a pregame skate this morning because there's an earlier game. But for the situation, the game that we played, having that lack of preparation, I thought there was a lot of good stuff to build off of. So we'll watch the video tonight and try and teach a little bit as we go and try and get a little bit better every period.
Your thoughts on Kosa? He seemed to get better as the game kind of went on, particularly in the second period. He made some big saves.
No, I thought both goaltenders played very well today. So,
Yeah.
Sebastian played very well. There were some really good chances against that he stopped. And then Oki came in, and I think his first shot against was a 2 or 3 on 1. So, and he settled in pretty nicely. So both goalies played very well and gave us a chance to win.
What's the story on Biaka Batuka? How did he end up here, and what are your thoughts on the way he played?
That's player development staff brought him in, and we're glad he did because we had a couple guys get hurt. So, they talk to different agents, talk to different teams, and it gives them a look at some of these players to invite them to maybe down the road they're draft eligible or they become free agents, and then it gives us a little bit of an inside track as to who they are, how they play, and a guy like Jeremy is a big kid, has a pretty physical presence to him and can skate pretty well. So again, I thought all in all, the defensive core did a pretty good job.
Thanks, man.
Sure.
Clean Sanchez.
What do you see as the potential for a guy like Elmer?
Elmer is, it's going to be interesting to see how he continues to develop. And the last time I saw him was a couple of years ago with with the COVID stuff, and there were missed development camps and stuff like that. But his skating has gotten so much better. Just growing into his body, he's become a lot stronger. You don't teach size, so when you're that big and you've got that strength on your skates and he protects the puck that well, and if he can play below the tops of the circles and take pucks to net and make a living at the net front, he's going to be exciting for Wings fans to watch. So it'll be curious to see how that projection happens and how that development continues and what kind of path it goes on. But I'm sure Detroit's extremely happy with where he's at right now.
He brought it up. I mean, just by putting him in front of the net, he blocks out so much of it. But what are some little things that he has to do? I mean, you mentioned that because a lot of time the knock on a big guy is he's not a good skater, but you mentioned he'd improved on that. The little things he has to do to establish himself, gain a foothold.
Well, I just think getting some traction over here, it's going to be a little bit different for him, whether he's in Detroit or Grand Rapids. It's going to be a different culture. It's going to be a different rink size, a lot of kind of first experiences for him. So he's got to get some traction and play consistently well. And, we've seen that before with other players that have come over. There is an acclimation period, and the shorter that acclimation period can be to get comfortable in North America, I think the quicker he's going to have success. But, again, I'm looking at one practice and one game here, and I've seen him for that short amount of sample size. So, I don't want to overstep my bounds or give a bad opinion here or a bad assessment, but he, from what I saw last of him to where he's now, great strides, great progression.
Thanks so much.
Max Boltman.
Hey, Ben, what were your early impressions of Simon Edvinsson?
Sorry, Max, I didn't hear that question.
What were your early impressions of Simon Edvinsson?
Oh, Simon, sorry. He's very, I don't know what the word would be, confident with the puck. He's confident in who he is and how he wants to play. I thought he made some really nice stretch passes today. But again, he moves pretty well. He moves very well for a bigger guy. He kind of floats on the ice. So again, his skating is fantastic. Did a really good job on the power play too, I thought, tonight, making some plays on the power play. And I don't think that's necessarily a position he was put in on his team over in Sweden last year. So we kind of saw that with Mo as well. He didn't play a ton of power play over in Germany, but you come over here, he's going to be given some opportunity, and let's see what he does with it.
How about Cross-handness, especially with what he was able to do on the power play for you?
Yeah, I thought Cross had a solid game too. And Cross, he's put on some good healthy weight. He looks stronger, and you can tell that he's matured quite a bit too, just in the way he conducts himself off the ice on the bench. Just little idiosyncrasies that you can tell he's matured as a kid and also as a player.
Thank you.
Ansar Khan.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. I'm all set. My questions were answered.
Next, we go to Jonathan Mills.
Yeah, Ben, in a game like this, with so many like big momentum shifting goals, what does this speak to for in terms of getting these young guys confidence moving forward in the tournament?
Well, I think anytime you start off with a win, you get a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger to your game, and you feel good about yourself. And I'm sure some of the players, even though we won, can be a little bit better. And as a team, we can be a little bit better. But with the limited practice time that we had, we're sloppy at times in some areas, but that's to be expected. Our goal is to learn from the mistakes that we make and try and get a little bit better and improve as this week goes forward. And when you win your first game, I think everyone's a little bit happier. You sleep a little bit easier, and you come into the rink tomorrow just in a little bit better mood. So, hopefully that leads into confidence for tomorrow and hit the ground running tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
Last question, George Malik.
Hi, Coach. I was wondering if you could talk about your decision to split time between Kosa and Oak.
Those are conversations that with this, it's a prospect tournament, prospect camp, or whatever you want to call it. We wanted to see both goalies in different situations, and management usually makes those decisions. We talked about this for, quite a while as to what was the best plan. We have 3 goalies here. Does each goalie get 1 game? Does each goalie get a half game? Who starts? Who plays the back end? So, between Steve, Sean, Dan, and Phil Osier, that's our, we'll execute whatever plan they want to try and give them the best opportunity to assess and evaluate, because they need to make decisions on some of these players that are either drafted under contract, not under contract, or potentially if they want to sign Oak. So, they've got to make decisions. And so we'll put those kids in the best possible scenarios, and so that our management can make those decisions.
All things considered, they both seem to play very well. And the defense in front of them, can you talk about Albert Johansson and Emil Biro? I thought that they were pretty solid, but maybe they have another step to take.
Yeah, well, again, it's their first game. So again, the goaltenders, I thought both played very well tonight. The defensive core in front of them, I thought Albert Johansson played extremely well. He made some nice plays, especially in the second period, holding onto the puck, and had good patience there, made good reads defensively. I thought Oscar Plandowski played a solid game as well. I thought Donovan Sabranga, we started him on the strong side and then moved him to his offside. I thought that's an adjustment for a defenseman. So I thought that he settled in nicely for a first game. And again, some of these other guys, Jeremy Biakapatuka came in and did a good job too, leaving a good first impression. So again, it's just one game. I'm forgetting about Emil. Very competitive. That's probably going to be his calling card. Competitive guy, not the biggest guy, but he's not afraid to get his nose dirty. And I thought he did a good job of ending plays, took a big hit, drew a penalty in the second period there. And just all in all, I thought the guys, we talked about competing, show how you can compete. And I thought the guys competed pretty well tonight.
All right, those are all the questions. Can you talk about the process of getting these guys ready for Dallas tomorrow? Obviously, it's a quick turnaround, and as you said, there is some lack of familiarity.
Yeah, what again? Every team's going through the same thing. So, our goal tonight is to try, like I said, try and get a little bit better, and hopefully use the confidence that guys are feeling tonight to go into tomorrow. They'll get a good meal tonight, get a good night's sleep, show some stuff tomorrow morning, and rinse and repeat, hopefully.
Okay, those are all the questions we had. Coach, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks.